Welcome back, members. We are now entering the Northern Liberties neighborhood, here located in North Philadelphia, the North Philadelphia East section of North Philly. We just passed Girard Avenue. Right now we're traveling southbound on 2nd Street. On our left and on our right hand side, we have a lot of new additions to the Northern Liberties neighborhood. I thought this would be a great place to utilize the 360 virtual reality experience, because since there's so much going on around us, you can take a look to your right. We have the North Liberty Triangle, luxurious and modern new construction community to our right. This was not here a year ago. On our left, we have an Acme. This plaza was made probably within the last decade. On our right hand side across the street at the intersection of 2nd and Germantown Ave, that building with all the scaffolding and the yellow sheathing, the weather sheathing installation outside, that's brand new. That wasn't here a year ago. There's a dome style, I wouldn't say dome, probably more like a sphere addition over there to my left hand side with all the glass. That's next to the Piazza Alta addition. That wasn't there within, I would say, the last decade and a half. They made this probably within the last decade. This Bell floor covering company on our right, that was there for quite some time. This on our right hand side is an outdoor eatery. That's a new addition. The brewing company on our left, this is all part of the Piazza. Visit livepiazza.com/alta. That's a relatively new addition. Sentinel Libs, all of these buildings on our right, these are all new additions. If you drove through this block of 2nd Street 20 years ago, it was vacant lots. Vacant lots, and there was probably some original buildings in the area. There was a larger brewing company where they made Acme at, but for the most part, all of what you see right now is relatively new. As you can see, it welcomes the younger, I believe you can call them hipsters. It welcomes the college students. It welcomes the creative, crafty, trendy audience. We passed the Tendesa on our left. There's several businesses here that were probably made in original buildings, but like this Just Cravings, that large building, that's brand new. We have Jerry's Bar on our left. It's around the corner. I'm gonna take you through some of these little tiny blocks so that you guys can see what the area looks like via VR. See the outdoor eateries, Malik Jackson Fitness Gym. Some of these are rehabs. This one on our left, the bowling alley. There wasn't a bowling alley here 15 years ago. That bowling alley is a new addition. There's a lot of pizzerias, a lot of little restaurants. Let's make this left here on Poplar Street. Poplar, we're turning off of 2nd Street. We're now in Poplar. You wanna cross, ma'am? Feel free and cross. She was taking what looks to be like a smoke break. On our left, we have some original homes. These homes are original. These are the original homes in the Northern Liberties neighborhood. I actually have a second aunt, my father's aunt, who owns a property right around the corner from here. I'm deciding, should I go left? Now let me show you guys Jerry's Bar. I really could have went down there. We're passing Hancock Street. Now make note, I've documented this area plenty of times. I believe this is the first time that I documented it in 2023. Not only in 2023, but the first time I did it in VR, virtual reality, which you guys have access to. We have some beautiful original homes over here on our left. There's one new one that they squeezed in. There's a vehicle behind me, so I do apologize for traveling a whopping, neck-breaking 9 miles per hour. It may appear fast, but I'm going slow. We're passing Ellen. We're on New Market Street. We're traveling northbound on New Market. There's a giant clock up there on my right-hand side. I don't know if you guys got a chance to peek at it. It's pretty cool. It was on the side of the building. This is Jerry's Bar on our left. This is what I wanted to show you. That's why I went around the block. Look at Jerry's car right here. Look at this classic. Check out that classic, Ed. Check out that classic, James. Look at that. Look at this thing right here, Bel Air. It's Jerry's. Jerry owns several classics, and he's smart because he puts his branding on the doors. Does this have the branding? No, this doesn't have the branding. Surprisingly, this doesn't have the branding. Maybe he uses that. It didn't have tags on it, so he has several classics that he strategically places in the area with signs pointing to his bar, which is cool. It's a smart way to advertise because people naturally look at classic cars. And look, he even has a gigantic banner right here. Look, we're about to drive under his banner. Eat local, dinner. What? Dinner local? I can't read it. I'm sorry. It's in reverse. Oh, I'm sorry. Eat local, drive local. Jerry's Bar. It was in reverse, so it kind of played like an illusion. It was like an optical illusion. Look at the crosswalk. Look down if you could. You see the crosswalk? The crosswalk has some cool artwork. Look at that building on our right called Pera. Or I don't know if they would pronounce it with a Spanish accent, Pera. But look how they added the rusted panels on the outside. You see how it has like the Christmas wreaths and all of that stuff? It has the lights. You have some gentlemen outside. Looks like they're having a smoke. On our left-hand side, we have Laurel Court. We have some Connecticut tags. The Northern Liberties neighborhood is very beautiful. That's why I wanted to show it to you guys. I believe you guys, the members, would appreciate the beauty that lies in this neighborhood. This is about 7 minutes from Kensington, guys. This is actually 2 minutes from Old Kensington. But if you've been paying attention to the channel, Old Kensington is relatively beautiful compared to the North Kensington, the notorious North Kensington that has the bad name. Oh, there's a dog with 3 legs over here on my left. It must have been a rescue dog. Oh, yeah, it's crossing the street. It has 3 legs. It's hopping on the front paw. So we're driving over cobblestone. I should have never came through this block. Cobblestone does a number on my suspension. My suspension has began squeaking like a mouse for the last few months since I've been taking this vehicle on tours. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I have to take one for the team. That's a new addition on our right-hand side. This is a beautiful little park over here. There's usually tons and tons of dogs here. In the summer, tons of dogs, tons of people out there with their children. We have a vehicle behind me. Ah, the cobblestone. I don't know if you guys can hear the squeaks. Listen to the squeaks. You hear everything vibrating? It's gonna vibrate every nut and bolt loose in the vehicle. It's not really gonna do that, but I'm being funny. We're at Bodine and Wildy. I always say Wildy. We have a couple over here on our left staring at their phones. You know what's funny? I once saw a photo this past week that showed people waiting on the side of a building in the 1920s and everyone had a newspaper. Remember? Because it was the early 1900s. Everyone was reading newspapers. I love these red stone buildings on my left. This whole little construction over here is called Liberty's Walk and the Smiths Commons. This whole little, on our left and on our right, it's new as of the last decade and a half. Maybe the last 10 to 15 years. This is all new. But this is a popular spot to be at nowadays. So I was looking at this photo that it showed, it compared and contrasted back in the day from the early 1900s to modern day. And they basically showed a shot that looked very similar. The first shot was a line of people waiting on the side of a building, reading newspapers. The second shot was a line of people waiting on the side of a building, looking at what? Their cell phones. Crazy, right? Mind blown. Look up, look up, look on our right-hand side, look up. I really like these buildings, even though they're a little quirky. I like the fact that they have a spiral staircase up top and they have a roof deck. I'm a fan of roof decks, guys. We're passing Galloway. I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't have a roof deck growing up. I lived in a 3-story home. I grew up in a 3-story row home, a brownstone home. Maybe that's why I hold them so dearly to my heart. I like the original classy nature to them. My pop had his pressure washed and he had it brick pointed. He made sure the brick pointed. He left the original stained glass, the address over the doorway. My pop took pride in his property the best he could within his financial means, and he made sure to take care of it. So we didn't have a roof deck, but I did have a way to jump from the second floor, well, the third floor. I would stand over the second floor back room. We can exit from the third floor. Let's make this left on 4th Street. We're on 4th and George. I would climb through the window, and then look at, there's a brand new house for sale on my right hand side. It got first floor garage, 1032. This is 4th Street, I believe 4th Street. Did I say 4th Street? 1032 4th Street, Philadelphia, PA. You guys can look up the property. We're passing 4th and St. John Newman Way. We're passing Wildy. I love this house on my left. So yeah, I used to climb to the roof, but I had to like go through like some physical effort. I went through the 3rd floor back window, stood on top of the 2nd floor back room, climbed and like shimmied up to the roof, and I can walk on everyone's roof. But it was I love this building right here, guys. Look left, please look left. Look at the 1st floor garage door. It's like an oak or like a mahogany. 901 4th Street, Philadelphia, PA. We're at 4th and Poplar. I'm giving you guys these addresses because sometimes you might get curious and you might want to know what property values are going for. So you can go on Google, you can type the address, and you can put estimated value, or you can put for sale, or put those keywords, and it'll give you a rough estimate of what it's worth. Not saying that that's what the owner has to sell it for, because the owner can sell it for whatever they want. We're passing Oriana. Check out the welding artwork. You see these poles right here? They weld it. Look it. Metal chains. It's like abstract art. Rusted bolts. I'm sorry, I wish I could go slower. There's a vehicle behind me. We have a young man with his lady, his significant other, and their child. It's a family of 3. We're at 3rd and Poplar. So funny thing, Doggy Style Pets is located across the street. You see it across the street on the right hand side? They were originally located here at an original building. They sold their building and they bought a new building across the street. And the people who bought their building knocked it down and built a new. So all of this on the corner is new. On our left is Kaplan's Bakery. They've been there, established in 1919. I believe that's an original building. That's not a rehab. All of these on our right, brand new. New. Look at the little pug. Look at the little chubby pug. He has little teeny weeny legs. You see him? He has little tiny legs. We're at Poplar and American. We're gonna continue moving forward. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if the picture quality is looking a bit grainy, that's because YouTube automatically recommends this video in its lowest quality. You can watch it in its highest resolution, up to 4K. Click the little gear wheel. It'll access a drop-down menu, and then you can adjust your resolution. On our right, there used to be a beautiful mural here. I've captured it a dozen times in different tours that I did in this neighborhood. The reason why I began doing these type of tours was because things like that. I would capture something that to me was beautiful, and I would come a month or a year later, and it would be knocked down and demolished. And it was happening so quickly in my community, I wanted to freeze the beauty in time. We got Rustica Pizzeria on our left. So there was an awesome set of murals here, and they bought the building and they knocked it down. The murals are gone, lost in history, unless people took pictures of them, but they're lost. Good thing that I do have some visual representation of what this corner used to look like. A lot of these buildings on our left, except the first one's new. A lot of these are relatively original, and there is a new addition or two coming up. Yeah, right here. Peekaboo Pediatrics, Northern Liberty Tattoo. All of this on our right was an original garage, knocked it down. This gray and green, the olive green one, is new. Play Your Bowls is new. This whole corner chunk right here on our left, 3J's Food Market, brand new. On our right, there's some original ones. There's one over here that's actually new. They squeezed it in. It's for sale. But this is what my neighborhood has turned out to be. We're at 2nd and Brown. Remember I said I had a second aunt? You remember? My second aunt, she owns a property right here on this block, which is valued at a very high penny, because around the corner is the casino, and we're like 5 minutes from downtown, from Center City. We're next to the 95. She's next to Penn's Landing. You know, she's probably more of an aunt to my pop than she is to me. I didn't really have her in my life. I would visit when I was a youngster, but you know, she was an older woman, and I would just visit during the holidays with my father. She probably was more in my father's life than she was in mine. She's an older woman. Very, very nice woman, though. Centron, look at that Centron. Look at that car. That was a really odd-looking vehicle. That's from Italy, I believe. Is it from Europe? We're passing American Street. I like this little the color of this BMW. I'm not a fan of BMWs, but I can appreciate that classic BMW, especially the color. The color's like a highlighter yellow. It's really nice. All right, we're passing 3rd Street, 3rd and Fairmount. We can make a right. See Northern Liberties Community Center. On our left, that block is phenomenal. So I used to be part of the Women's Revitalization Land Trust Community Program. It was like a committee. I was a part of it for a short period of time. We would deal with the land bank. The meetings used to be right here on my on my right hand side. It was called, I don't even remember the abbreviation, because I stopped working with nonprofits in 2016. I used to work with a nonprofit organization since I was in my pipsqueak years. I'm 34 now. I began working for the city of Philadelphia at 17. I was involved in the nonprofit since I was like 13. I began getting paid by nonprofits when I was around 18, 19. And I left the work field, the 9-to-5 work environment when I was like 26, because I knew I didn't want to work 9 to 5 my whole entire life. Notice how I said my whole entire life. If we cross over 5th Street, we will no longer be in Northern Liberties, we'll be in the Poplar neighborhood. That's a whole nother story. We're not gonna cover that today. Let's make this right up 5th Street. That whole corner's new. That whole corner we just passed, brand spanking new. So we're traveling northbound on 5th Street. On our right is Northern Liberties. On our left is the Poplar neighborhood. What separates both neighborhoods? Dang, they had a whole gigantic skeleton over there. It looked so cool. It was like a 10-foot skeleton. Must have been a Halloween decorations. Look at Liberty Lofts. Notice how they got the Liberty Lofts in the G.A. Bisler Paper Boxes building. Let's make this right. We got cars behind us, so I'm gonna get off of the main street. When you're on the main street, people tend to drive a little bit faster. But they had the Northern Liberties Lofts on the Poplar side. But it's fair because it's still on 5th Street. Look at. Mural. I'm sorry, there's so much information I'm taking in. Garage. And the car that was behind me on 5th Street turned with me here. So they're not giving me the benefit of the doubt, just to cruise slow. Low and slow. Like Cheech and Chong. You know what I mean? Like we just low riding. So over here on our left hand side, there's a eatery called Honey's. There was outdoor tables set there, and it was on the news about a year ago, I think, a year and a half ago. Somebody crashed into the outdoor eateries and hurt a lot of people. Right here, on our left behind us. We're making a right on 4th and Brown. Dang, why did I make a right here? That block's closed. Can I make a left? No, I don't want to go around in circles. I'm not a big fan of going around in circles. That block comes towards us. There's no block over here. We're approaching Fairmount. Can I go through here and make a left coming up? No, I think not. Oh, Wallace. No, Wallace. I'm trying to figure out. I want to take you guys through something different. I'm going to take one for the team, guys. I'm going to go up this one way, and I'm going to make this right on Oriana. Kids, do not try this at home. Let's see. Oh, my gosh. I'm taking you guys through a block I probably shouldn't have even went through. It's cool. Look at that. I'm on the sidewalk, guys, because this block is so tiny. Well, it's good because y'all get a chance to see this new addition. Look at this. Is all relatively new. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I'm not trying to scratch my wheels, even though my wheels aren't anything spectacular. You know, I prefer to take care of my vehicular device. Ouch. Ouch. Go on the sidewalk. I gotta go on the sidewalk because this block is so tiny. But you see it? Look around. This on our left is a new addition. I'm on the sidewalk right now, partially. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to be, but I got to be. This is Philly for you. So my right is closed. I'm gonna try to make a left. There's Wallace Street here. Maybe I might be able to show you guys Wallace. I can't go any further because the block's closed. That's probably why it was closed. Can I go through here without destroying my vehicle? Wow, this is sketchy. Super sketchy, guys. It's cobblestone. I mean, I should be able to go through it technically. I told y'all earlier that I'm not a big fan of cobblestone. Remember? I didn't know you guys remember. I don't really like cobblestone. It makes everything so bumpy. Ouch. And then you're gonna start hearing the bushings squeak. My bushings on this vehicle were tight. They sounded so, this vehicle had no squeaks, no quirks, no sounds. And after a few months in Philadelphia, yeah, it started making all sorts of noises. But this is nice. The fact that this is nice is because, or the reason why this is nice is the fact that it's so tight. So being that we're operating in 360, you can look all around me and you can see, oh my gosh, a huge sloppy asphalt patch job, which is guaranteed gonna scrape my muffler. See? You see, kids? This is why you shouldn't go through roadblocks. Here we go. It's gonna scrape. It's gonna scrape. Ah, you heard it? Ouch. You see? I don't know if you guys heard that. I don't know if the 360 did justice, but yeah, I deserved it. I can say that I deserved it. I just didn't want to go around the same block twice, guys. Can you blame me? Look at these buildings on our right are new. This is new. This is brand new. Like within the last 5 years, new. Maybe 10 tops. I would say within the last decade. This is original. This is an original building. They pressure washed it. They didn't really brick point it again, but they did fill up any of the lining with cement, but they look like they painted over it all red. That directly in front of us is also relatively new. So you guys got a chance to see some hidden beauty here, like literally hidden. You guys seen the extreme lengths I had to go through. Ouch, I'm gonna go on the sidewalk. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. There's nobody on the sidewalk, but I got to. This is gonna take us right back to 5th Street. Boy, was this like, man. So my suspension, when I'm eventually gonna retire this vehicle from virtual tours, I'm gonna buy me a hoopty. Seriously, I'm gonna buy me a hoopty. I'm gonna buy me a hoopty when I get situated within the next couple months. Cause I got other vehicles, but my other vehicles are cared for so much that I keep them off of the street and they're parked on private property. Whew, we're back on 5th Street now. I can drive normal. This is all new on our left-hand side. But yeah, guys, look at that. Look up. I didn't even show y'all that earlier. Look up, look up. Doesn't that remind you of like some type of Disneyland or something? What is that building? That building is, oh wow, Russian Orthodox, St. Andrew's Russian Orthodox Cathedral. Y'all seen that? Y'all seen the style of that? That was some amazing architecture. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna buy a hoopty to do stuff like this, you know, and if I do any virtual touring, it'll be on foot or it'll be in the hoopty. Something that if I hit a bump, if I hit a pothole, if I scrape it, I don't care. The thing is that I'm a car enthusiast, so it's hard for me not to care about any vehicle I get. Like, it's like, it could be a hoopty and I'm gonna be there trying to shine my hoopty. Yeah, trying to make it look nice. Can you blame me for wanting to have like a presentable vehicular device? Even if it's all stock and it's all regular, I just want to make sure that when I'm, you know, it's like having clean shoes. Like, you know, you can have some busted shoes, but you can wipe them down every day and make sure that the shoes are presentable. You know what I mean? You don't have to you know, be in a Bentley. But even if I had like a little 1980s vehicle, which I'll probably end up doing, I'm gonna buy me an old school 80s. It ain't even old school to some of my viewers, but anything over 25 years is considered a classic. So surprisingly, believe it or not, we're in 2023. 1998s are classics. I hate to say it, guys. 1998s are classics now. But yeah. So on our left is Poplar. On our right is Northern Liberties. Poplar is getting a lot of new additions. As you can see, all these houses on the left are brand new. These houses on the right, brand new. There's a hidden driveway right here. There's a sign that reads hidden driveway, letting you know, acknowledging that there's a hidden driveway. I think I shall show you guys the Poplar neighborhood for the next virtual tour, right? Since we're right next to it, might as well document it. And I'm sorry, guys, about the tardiness in these virtual tours. It's been a bit. The new year was a little hurdle because I had to get over the super long final cross-country edit. Then I had to get over the 31-day plant-based edit. And these require, it's not as tedious as the other edits, but I do have to stitch these clips together, export it, import it, do several things, and then upload it. And then YouTube takes 24 hours to process the 360 nature of these videos. So where I'm getting at is I kind of threw all of these virtual tours on you within the last week of the month. I'm sorry about that. For the month of February, I'm gonna do my best with the powers that be to get these virtual tours to you at least once a week, so you don't have to binge on them all at one time. You know, it was kind of hard. It was a learning curve. I just started the membership recently. Shout out to you guys, because if you're watching this video, that means you're a member. Thank you very much.